Yes, we're ready for a good little cardio and core session today. For those who are just joining in, we are using a pole for today's session, or something equivalent to a pole. I'll just grab it just in case you haven't used one before, but something that you can hold in both hands. If you don't have a pole, you can use a brew handle, you can use a hockey stick, you can use anything like that, or if you want to use like a t-shirt or a towel, just something that's lightweight you can hold in both hands and move around without causing yourself or anything any damage. If you can't hold on to anything, or you just don't have anything lying around, then there are ways that we can do the upcoming exercises without the pole, so don't worry too much about that. Good. Right, it's 3 minutes past, so let's get started with the session here today. Make sure we've got plenty of space around us, so we're not going to hit anything or anyone. And we'll start with our warm-up here, mobilizing our shoulder round in a circle to the best of our ability. That's it. Nice, easy, gentle movements around. Good work, everybody. That's it, very nice. As always, if you can't get the full circle round, smaller circles or with a bent arm is absolutely fine as well, as long as we're just mobilizing the shoulder to the best of our ability. That's the main thing there. Let's take that one arm and let's change the direction with it. Go the opposite way now. Good work. Let's change over to the other side and get that one moving around too. It's a shame with the sunlight. It was literally about 10 minutes ago, really beautiful like sunset, and it just dipped down just before we started. So give it a couple of weeks and we'll get one. Hi there, Liz. Welcome in. And let's change direction with that arm as well. Moving it around to the best of our ability. Good work, everybody. Okay, on the next one, we're going to reach over towards the opposite shoulder if we can. If you can't come all the way over, then we just come to the near shoulder, or we can come across the front. The main thing is here, that elbow bend getting involved, so don't worry about which one you can or can't do, just as long as we're getting that elbow bend in there to the best of our ability, bringing that joint into the fold here to get that mobilized too. Good work. We're going to take one arm here now. We're going to swing it forwards, reaching up, swinging it back down, and repeat through that range of motion. Welcome in those joining in. And switch over to the other arm. And let's bring it in for a hug. Arms out to the side. Repeating through this movement now. Good work, everybody. Bringing that chest and that upper back into it here with this movement. Warming up those muscles. Getting things flowing nicely. Good work. And then let's go into some shoulder rotations now. So just mobilizing the shoulders, going around. Let's change direction. And let's give that big old shake off as we go into the build part of our session here, where we will be using our poles. So for those, I saw a few people joined in later, so we're using a pole or a pole equivalent, but don't worry if you can't use one or can't hold on to one, or you don't have one, that is not a problem. We just do it to without the pole. Right, here's the app. Getting the timer set up here, we're going to do 20 minutes. I will tell you how we go through this as we go through it. We're going to start at 5 out of 10 efforts, so not too hard, not too easy, somewhere in between the two. Building up that pace, building up that heart rate. Good. All right. So once I press go, we're going to have a 15-second countdown, and then we're going to go into our first one here, which is going to be the paddling forwards like we're in a kayak, and 5 out of 10 effort. So that's 15 seconds from now. Good. Right, so just paddling those arms around in 4, 3, 2, 1. So going those arms around just like so. And if you're using a pole or pole equivalent, this is how we are moving. If you're not, same movement, but without, or if you're just doing the single arm, then just do the single arm there, and I'll let you know when we're at halfway so you can change over to the other side. So keep that moving around, nice work. And we are coming up to halfway now for those who are doing single arm. Otherwise, we just keep it moving. 5 out of 10 pace, so not hard, not easy. In between the two, building that heart rate up. Good work, everybody. Okay.
10 seconds.
10 seconds to go. On the next one, we're going to do the same movement in the opposite direction. 3, 2, 1. Change direction. And keep it moving there. Good work, everybody. Still 5 out of 10. Keeping it moving round. Nice work. Nice. We are coming up to halfway now for those doing
Halfway there.
single arm. Just keep that going round. Good work, everybody. As we got 20 more seconds at this exercise. On the next one, we're going to do paddling theme still, but we're going to paddle down as if we're in a canoe to the left side.
10 seconds.
10 seconds to go. And 4, 3, 2, 1. So coming down as if we're canoeing. So good work. Nice work, everybody. Keep that moving there. And we are coming up to halfway through this one.
Halfway there.
Good work. Keep it moving. So 20 seconds to go on this one. On the next one, we're going to switch over to the other side. And that is in 10 seconds from now. And 3, 2, 1, switching over onto the other side. And keep that moving at that 5 out of 10 pace. Good work. Don't worry too much if it doesn't look exactly like you're paddling down a river. The main idea here is that we're just moving those arms at that pace with a variety of different exercises. Halfway for those doing single arm. Nice work. Next one, we're going to do double arm forwards, double arm overhead, keeping that 5 out of 10 pace. And we're going to switch up a little bit after that one. But sticking with the 5 out of 10 here. And 4, 3, 2, 1. So we go double arm forwards, double arm up. Still 5 out of 10 effort. Good work. If you're not using the pole, we can still do this movement. And we can do it single arm as well if you require it. And 3. For the ones changing over, we're changing there. And for everybody else, keep those arms moving. Good work. Alrighty, we are coming up to the next one where we're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to increase the intensity for the first 30 seconds to around about 7 or 8 out of 10, and then bring it back down to this 5 out of 10. To start with, we're punching forwards, alternating hands, 3, 2, 1. So pick that pace up. So about 7 or 8 out of 10 for this first 30 seconds. And that's with or without or just single arm. But 7 or 8 out of 10 effort here. So not maximum effort, but we're just building up a little bit here for the first 30 seconds. And then we will bring that pace back down again. For those doing single arm, I would say we change arms here, but although we're dropping down the pace, we're going to be doing some punches again later on. So just remember which side you're doing. So if you stick with the right side, for example, for the first block of 5 here, later on we're going to do another block of 5 with punches, but with double arm, you just start with the left side, all right? It'll make sense when we get to it. 10 seconds to go. On the next one, we're going to be punching to the left side in 3, 2, 1. So sorry, to side, across the body, and picking the pace up here to 7 or 8 out of 10 effort here. So again, those doing single arm, make sure you always start with the same arm here through these 5 that we're doing. And later, whichever arm you've done first here, we swap over and do the other side. But we'll get to that when we get to it. We're dropping the pace down in 3, 2, 1. Drop that pace down to 5 out of 10. Good work, everybody. So a lot of information there. I'd say not much time, whilst also keeping an eye on the time. So lucky you guys are pros by now and you already have an idea of what you're doing. 10 seconds to go. On the next one, we're going to be punching up above our head, picking up that pace for the first 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1, off we go. So picking the pace up, punching above the head. Nice work, everybody. Keep that going. At this 7 or 8 out of 10 here, just increased pace for another 10 seconds. Keep it going. And 3, 2, 1. Drop that pace back down to 5 out of 10. And keep things moving. Good work, everybody. Keep those arms going. 5 out of 10 pace for this part. Good. On the next one, we're going to be punching down.
10 seconds.
10 seconds to go. And 4, 3, 2, 1. So punching down, picking that pace back up to 7 or 8 out of 10. That's it. Nice work, everybody. And again, we could do this without the pole, single arm, even coming across if you're doing it if you want, that's fine. But keep this going, 7 or 8 out of 10 effort here. 10 more seconds at this pace before we drop back down again. And 3, 2, 1, drop the pace down. And keep it moving, 5 out of 10 here. The last one at this type of intensity with the 30 seconds and 30 seconds, we're going to do the combination one where you punch forward, side, up, and then down.
10 seconds.
10 seconds to go on it. And 4, 3, 2, 1. So go forwards, side, up, and then down. Forwards, side, up, and down. Good work. Keep moving through. 7 or 8 out of 10 for the pace here. Just elevated slightly, not maximum effort, but we have elevated the effort through this first 30 seconds here, of which we've got another 10. 2, 1. Keep that exercise going, but drop the pace down to the 5 out of 10 effort here. Good work. On the next one, we're going to bring that pace back down to 5 out of 10 for the entire minute on each one. So it's just like we did in the first 5. 5 out of 10 effort on the next one, all the way through. And we're going to start with both arms going around together, as I like to call it, hand cycling, as it is symmetry if you ever use a hand cycle. 3, 2, 1. Bringing both those hands round together. Good work. And just 5 out of 10 here. There's no increase in pace. It's just keeping the pace here. For those doing single arm on this one, make sure you switch at halfway. And I'll let you know when it is. Good work. Keep it going. We are at halfway now.
Halfway there.
So for those who are doing single arm, you can switch over. For everybody else, just keep it moving. 5 out of 10 pace. Good work. On the next one, we will change direction and go the opposite way, but just keep it moving for now.
10 seconds.
10 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1. Change direction. Keep it going. Good work, everybody. Still at 5 out of 10 pace. Nice circles going around. Don't let them get too small. You don't need to go huge with them though. Just make sure we're getting a good circle round with those arms. Nice work, everybody. Doing great today. Let's keep that going there. For those doing single arm, changing now.
Halfway there.
Good stuff. We've got another 10 seconds to
10
go.
seconds.
We're going to continue the circle theme here, but instead of going around like this, we're going to go in a clockwise direction. 3, 2, 1. So we're going to bring around clockwise here to the best of your ability. Bringing it around. Good work, everybody. Keep that moving there. For those who are doing single arm, change arms now. We're just keeping it going round. 5 out of 10 effort. Not hard, not easy, in between the two. You're doing great work. Let's keep that going. Another 10 seconds to go on the next one. We're going to change into going counterclockwise. 3, 2, 1.
Round 14.
Change direction. Counterclockwise now. Good work, everybody. And for those doing single arm, let's change over to the other side now.
Halfway there.
And the good thing about being back in my own home is that I can have that timer as loud as I want as well. So I have to keep it quiet for the neighbours. I mean, I have to keep it somewhat quiet. I still live in an apartment, but
10 seconds.
the person downstairs is not the best of hearing anyway, so it's all right. 3, 2, 1. We're going to, I haven't chosen the exercise. Let's go back into double arm forwards, double arm up, just to keep things moving because I was too busy talking and didn't think of the next exercise. So let's just keep it going. Good work, everybody. Good stuff. Keeping that moving there. This is the last one we're going to be doing at 5 out of 10 pace. Again, so for those who are doing single arm, change now. And the next one, we're going to be moving into our double arm punches. Now, for those who are doing single arm, last time you probably, hopefully, did just one arm all the way through. Remember which arm you did. Change over to the other side for this next one. For those doing double arm, don't worry about what I just said. You just carry on with what you're doing and following along with me. And we're going to go into double arm punches forward. Pick up the first 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Off we go. So we're going up to 7 or 8 out of 10 effort again here for the first 30 seconds. Getting those arms going forwards. And just keep going through this for the first 30 seconds. 7 or 8 out of 10. Good work, everybody. On the second 30 seconds, we drop it back down to that 5 out of 10. Great work. Keep that going there. As we drop it down in 2, 1.
Halfway there.
Drop that pace back down to 5 out of 10. Good work. Nice work, everybody. Got 15 seconds to go. On the next one, we're going to go side to side with double arms this time. 10 seconds to go. And again, picking that pace back up to 7 or 8 out of 10 for the first 30. 3, 2, 1. So go side to side, picking that pace up. Good work. Keep it going. Nice work, everybody. Side to side, keep it going. Fantastic. Another 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop that pace back down. Good work. Okay, punching up above our heads on this next one, or at least as high as we can. Picking that pace back up again. 7 or 8. 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Fantastic. Keep that going. Keep those arms moving. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop that pace back down. We've got 2 more to go for this 20-minute block. On the next one, we're punching down, and then we're doing our combination one. And we're ready to pick that pace back up again in 10 seconds. Punching down, 7 or 8 out of 10 effort to begin with. In 3, 2, 1. So coming down, go slightly above the knees. It's kind of diagonally down. If you're not using a pole, you can just go straight down. Good work. Keep that going. Keep those arms moving. 7 or 8 out of 10 effort still here. Fantastic. And 3, 2, 1. Drop that pace back down. Nice work. One last one to go. We've got our combination one, forward, side, up and down. 30 seconds at 7 or 8 out of 10. 30 seconds at 5 out of 10 for our effort. Good work. Let's go move into this last one nicely.
10 seconds.
In 10 seconds from now. And 3, 2, 1. So go forwards, one side, other, up and down. Forwards, one side, other, up and down. Good work. 7 or 8. Don't worry about if you're getting confused with where your arm's meant to be. Just keep it moving. Keep the effort there. Halfway through. So drop that pace back down to 5 out of 10 here as we cruise into the end of this 20 minutes. Feeling a little bit warmer, feeling a little bit like our heart rate's up a bit more. And that is exactly where we like to be for this session.
10 seconds.
10 seconds to go with this. Moving into the end, still at 5 out of 10. 3, 2, 1. Resting there. Good work. Let's grab ourselves a drink. We still will need our poles, so just keep them handy. And move in to some hydration. And then I'll get the timer set up for the next bit as well. As I said yesterday, the squash has returned. For those who aren't familiar, in the UK we have squash, which is, I guess cardio was probably something you know, like similar, but it's where you have a little bit of juice and then you fill the rest up with water. It's very common in the UK and it doesn't seem to be anywhere else in the world. So excellent. I'm just setting up this timer. So we're going to work on some interval training here. We're going to change it up a little bit from last week. Yeah. If I can actually select it, there we go, cool. Right, so we've got here, so usually we do sort of like 30 seconds of something and 30 seconds of rest, or we do it within a minute, so sometimes we do 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. This week we're going to do our version where we do a minute of work and 30 seconds of rest. So it's a longer work period where we're still going to try and hit maximum effort. We may not be able to go necessarily quite 100%. We might be able to for a couple, but you might surprise yourself, you might do all of it at that. But try to do your best effort that you can possibly do for 1 minute. And then we're going to have 30 seconds of rest and we're going to repeat through that 10 times. So it's a little bit more intense than what we'd usually do because it's a longer work period, but the rest period remains the same, still 30 seconds on this. So that means it's a longer session as well. We've added an extra 5 minutes in there, but this is going to be just a good way to just build up that intensity, get ourselves going for a minute, getting enough rest in between to continue this. All right, so once I'm on a rug here, I need to make sure I get back quick enough. A bit slower on the rug to move. So once I click play, we have a 15-second countdown, and we're going to do the same exercise as we started with, so paddling forwards. Right, ready? 15-second countdown. Get myself into place. And we're going here in 5 seconds time, paddling forwards, maximum effort, 1 minute, 3, 2, 1, off we go. So get those arms going round, either with the pole, without, single arm. If you're doing single arm, I'll let you know when we're halfway through again. But just keep this going, maximum effort. The best you can hold it here for the full minute. Good work, keep it going. Keep pushing those arms around nice and fast. Maybe even see if you can pick that speed up a little bit more. Don't settle. We're halfway through now for those doing single arm.
Halfway there.
Good work, keep it going. Keep those arms spinning. Excellent work, everybody. "15 seconds to go, keep it going." This is a lot harder to keep that maximum effort for a full minute, but you guys are doing great all the way into the end in 4, 3, 2, 1. Resting there, good. We've got 30 seconds of rest here. Nice work, everybody. Next one, we're going to do the same movement in the opposite direction. The other thing about the noise, the only neighbor I really have is that way, because that way is obviously window. That way is window, that way outside is a hallway, and that way is the rest of my flat. So I know I'm at the top, so nobody's above me either. Anyway, backwards on this next one. 3, 2, 1, let's pick that pace up. And we are at maximum effort again. If it takes you a little bit to build into it, then just build into it however you can. But then once you've hit that maximum speed, hold it there to the best of your ability. Keep those arms circling around nice and fast. You guys are doing absolutely great today. Let's keep that pace going through this here. As we come up to halfway now, for those doing single arm. Good work, keep it going. Good stuff, everybody. 20 seconds to go. Let's keep those arms moving nice and fast. All the way through to the end of this minute. 10 seconds to go. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Resting there. Good work. 30 seconds of rest on the next one. We'll do both arms going round together. You started really well here. We've done 2. We've got 8 more to go. It'll soon go through this session though. Let's keep that pace up on these minutes. That means through the minute, and try and obviously make the best effort to keep the pace up over the course of the next 8 here. 3, 2, 1. Both arms around together. Maximum effort. Let's get those arms spinning as fast as we can. Picking that pace up if you need to. Sometimes we can get into a little bit of a groove and we're not quite going our maximum effort. So really make sure you are. See if there's ways you can find to go faster even if you need to. And you'll know when you're at that speed. You're just keeping it going. Good work. Holding it there. For those doing single arm, change now.
Halfway there.
For everybody else, let's continue. Nice and speedy here. Good work, everybody. "15 seconds to go." You guys are doing great. Let's keep it moving. Keep that pace up. 10 seconds to go. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Resting there. Good work. Backwards on the next one. So same movement, opposite direction. Again, let's make sure we're going nice and fast here. We got 10 seconds to go. Picking that pace up again. Let's make sure we are keeping it fast. Don't let yourself fall into a rhythm too much. 3, 2, 1. Off we go. I think sometimes when we're doing these, we can sort of lose focus a bit and not quite put that maximum effort in. So really Stay focused, stay fast, and keep moving through this minute. Good work, everybody. And hopefully I can motivate you a little bit along the way as well. Good work. For those who are doing single arm, you can change now.
Halfway there.
And what keeps me going and what keeps me motivated is seeing all you guys on screen doing the best you can here to go through this session. So let's all get through this together here. Keep it going. Good work. 10 seconds to
10
go on
seconds.
this one. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Resting there. Good work, everybody. That is 4 done. On the next one, we're going to do double arm forwards, double arm overhead. Doing great here. Let's keep these arms moving. Keep things spinning to the best of our ability. We're going in 5 seconds from now. Double arm forwards, double overhead. 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Maximum effort for this minute. Once we've done this one, we're at halfway. Good work. Keep it going. Keep those arms moving. Good extension, good speed, maximum effort. You guys are doing great. For those doing single arm, change now as we're halfway
Halfway there.
through this minute. And we've got 15 seconds to go.
10 seconds.
10 seconds. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Resting there. Alrighty, on the next one, let's go into some paddling down to the left side. Again, maximum effort. Really pushing ourselves. Especially as we get deeper into this set, it starts to get harder to keep that maximum speed up. Just wanted to put the best effort you can do here. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Off we go.
6.
That's it. Nice work. Arms going round to the best of your ability. On this one, if you are doing single arm, feel free just to stick with that single arm because we will be changing to the other side on the next one. But we are halfway through.
Halfway there.
But let's keep things moving to the best of your ability, to the best of your effort and your speed. Good work. 10 seconds to
10
go.
seconds.
And 4, 3, 2, 1. Resting there. On the next one, we'll swap over to the other side and get that one going round too. And we're going here in 4, 3, 2, 1. Off we go.
7.
Maximum effort. Get those arms going round. Imagine we're in that kayak or canoe, sorry, for this one, and we're really trying to paddle ourselves down the river as fast as we can. Although with single rowing on one side, we're probably going in a circle, but we're making sure that we're going around like
Halfway there.
we're doing donuts, not casually. So keep it going. 20 seconds to go.
Seconds.
10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Resting there. Good work. On the next one, we do a straight arm raise up. 15 seconds to go of our rest. So take it from our lap, just go straight above the head. We're not pressing it up, it's raising it up. And we're doing this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Off we go.
8.
For those who aren't using a pole, this is more of a sit ski kind of movement. Nice work, keep it moving. Those doing single arm, you can change over to the other side now.
Halfway there.
This one's a little bit trickier on those arms, maybe a little bit harder. It's a harder range of motion to achieve. We're going more against gravity. But keep doing this to the best of your ability here. You guys are doing great.
10 seconds.
10 seconds. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Resting there. This next one we haven't done for a little while, I don't think, but it's a rainbow one. So we take the pole and we go up and above our head, like so. If you're doing single arm, you can sort of do like that, and then you can change over to the other arm. Imagine kind of like washing a window in a rainbow arc. But for those with the pole, we can come up and over. If you can't get them all the way above your head, you can just bring it down to around about the chest height. 3, 2, 1, off we go, maximum effort. And this one's a little bit of an arm burner, shoulder burner, everything burner. Good work. Especially when we do it for a minute, those arms are staying up for a long time. So keep moving through. If you need to bring the arms down during this and then bring them back up again, that's fine. Halfway for those doing single arm. "20 seconds to go on this particular one." Good work, everybody. 10 seconds. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Resting there. Oh, I can feel that one for sure. We've got one last one to go. I'll let you choose what you want to do for this last one. If you don't know what to choose, you can follow along with me. I'm going to do the big X one. That's where we come diagonally up and across and down, diagonally up and across and down. But if you want to choose a different exercise, feel free to choose whatever one you want to. But we are going in 4, 3, 2, 1. Off we go. And it's maximum effort. So whatever you're doing, do it fast, do it hard, go through good range of motion, and push yourself to the best of your ability. Good work, everybody. And if you are doing single arm, I'll let you know when it's halfway, which is going to be very soon, because it's now halfway through.
Halfway there.
Nice work, everybody. 15 seconds to go. Keep it moving.
10 seconds.
Last 10. Pushing ourselves through to the end. In 4, 3, 2, 1. Resting there. Good work, everybody. That is this block done. And we can put down our poles as we are done with the cardio part. Let's do some core work coming up next. Oh, there goes the pole. And I will have some hydration as well. I recommend you do the same. So with that, this is all interval training that we're doing with the switching between doing hard bits and easy bits, but just changing it up there can change the intensity of the session in a number of different ways. You know, having shorter rests, longer work periods, or changing the exercises up can all have different effects on it. So although the idea behind the session is somewhat similar, the outcomes can be very different in terms of the different factors that we choose, whether it's easier or harder exercises, longer or shorter work periods, or longer or shorter rest periods. It really can just change the dynamic of the session. Like, you can do intervals that are 2 minutes long with even more rest and sort of pace it out a little bit, maybe 8 out of 10, or we can go even shorter and try even go even faster over like 10, 20 seconds. But the idea here is to do, the rest is there so you can really push yourself during the hard interval. And then when it comes to the rest interval, you're just getting enough rest in, sort of reset yourself so you can keep that pace up. Because the idea is that you shouldn't be able to hold that pace for, you know, if we did 10 minutes straight at 10 out of 10 effort, you probably wouldn't be able to hold it. That's kind of the idea behind it. So we do the rest interval. So we can do 10 minutes of hard work, but the rest allows us to do that. Let's go into some core work now. Today we're still going to be keeping it simple with our core work, but next week we probably will be introducing some of the cushion work. So make sure that you bring a cushion for those sessions, and don't worry if you don't know what I'm on about. Either check an old video out where I did use a cushion, or wait to find out next week. Right, let's go into our side bends where we come down to one side and then down to the other. And as always with this, the aim is to make it as hard as possible for ourselves. So if we say I have both arms down, I can come down to one side, and with no effort at all, I can put one arm up and my body naturally just falls into this position. That's making life way too easy for myself. So if I fling the arm, I'm just sort of rocking side to side and not really putting any effort in. So we want to make it as hard as possible. So when we bend down to one side, a couple of things I like to do. I like to put the opposite hand on my lap, and that just makes it harder straight away. And then we can swap over to the other side when we come down that side. And that just makes that movement a lot harder there. And I'm sure you can notice the difference with just that. The other one as well is notice what my head's doing. So here, my head's over to the side, but if I fling it up, again, I'm putting barely any effort in to do it because my head is creating, our heads are heavier than we think. They're a good solid chunk. All those brains up there, of course. But we're flinging it up and it's just sort of creating that momentum to help us. Again, that's something we like to avoid. So hand on the lap, and when we bring the head up, when we bring the body up, we also want to try to let the head drag behind. And you'll notice a big difference between doing those things and not doing those things. But we can play around with it as well. You know, if it is too hard to bend over and then come back up, then we can use that momentum a little bit as well. So that's how we kind of dial it in with these exercises, but how we can make it harder or easier for ourselves using or not using momentum. And it's a good way to adjust over time. So the more you do these sort of exercises, the stronger you get at it, which means as you get stronger, you can just use less momentum each time. So say you can start with a little bit of a help with the momentum. You go like, oh, this is getting too easy now, so I'll start to bring that hand in a little bit more, make it harder. And then, oh, that's getting easy now, so let's try and eliminate my head a little bit more. And then you sort of get to the stage where it feels good. As you get stronger, you can adjust again to make it harder again. Good. Well, let's go into our forward folds now. So similar sort of thing. We come down and then we come up. And again, down and up. And again, we can make this harder or easier for yourself. I'm just reading what that says. No worries, thank you. So we're bending forwards, reaching up, bending forwards, and reaching up. And again, we can make this harder or easier for ourselves. So sometimes we can sort of come down and do a little flick with your hands, or even sort of a subtle one that we don't even really realize that we're doing. And that makes it harder that makes it easier if we do that little flick. If we want to make it harder, try and lock those hands in position. And then we can make it harder still by raising those hands up. The higher the arms are, the more weight our back has to lift up from that parallel position. And also again the head here. So the head can come here and it can assist by just bringing it back like so. Or if we want to make it harder, we make sure we keep that chin tucked in as you're coming up. And that's going to make it a lot harder on that lower back again. Good work. Alrighty, let's go into our next movement here. So this one involves a little bit of rotation. We start by putting both hands down to one side. We go rotate up and across diagonally. So it's coming, you can see my hands come in a diagonal movement from down to the one side, then coming up across to the other. But the hands are not the thing that leads the movement. As we're bending forwards, we want to be bent forwards and our shoulders look down, and we kind of try and pull our shoulders up and across so they're pointing up to the other side. And the hands just sort of come along for the ride. And it's the same thing. We want to make this hard for ourselves. So we could just move the hands, but my core's not even moving here. We want to really move that core and make that do all the work in terms of lifting us up and rotating over to the opposite side. And even if it's a small range of motion, that is good in terms of if we're doing it right, if we can work in these muscles, then we're getting the benefit from it. Doesn't matter about the range of motion too much. Good, let's swap over to the other side. So bending down to the other side now, up and across diagonally, and then coming back down. So there's some other exercises we can do to work our core in a wheelchair, but it's really difficult to be able to do it because we've either got to go against gravity or use some sort of exterior resistance. So usually I would advise doing some exercises with the resistance band. We try and keep these workouts without using anything other than a pole or a cushion or something you might have lying around, just to keep it as accessible as possible. But I do have some videos on my YouTube channel about how to do some core exercises using the resistance band and taking it through the ranges of motion that it's designed to. Let's rest there on that one. And just to give you an example, you already know what those ranges of motion are. It's the flexion, it's the extension, it's the rotation to one side and the other, and the lateral flexion. The lateral flexion we kind of get covered with going side to side. We get the flexion covered as well. We get the extension covered as we come up. But the flexion and the rotation are something that we do struggle a little bit. We kind of get a little bit as we come up and across. That's my way of doing a no equipment one. But there are some other ways that we can work those ranges of motion with a resistance band. Anyway, we're going to go into a little bit of a cool down here before we finish, as we've got a couple of minutes. So let's just do some nice deep breathing going in through the nose Out through the mouth. And relax down where you are. Keep that breathing going to start with here. And we do a nice little basic one. So you can keep your eyes closed or open during this, but just do some shoulder rotations. Just bringing it around to the best of your ability. Nice, easy circles. Let's change direction if you haven't already. Good, and then give that a big old shake off as we finish today's session. Well done, everybody. Really great session there. We had some challenging bits with those 1 minutes, but you pushed through and did really good with that. So well done to you today. Thanks again for joining me.